What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the greatest gaming podcast on the internet, the One Up Gamescast. I'm one of your hosts, Carl Sinclair, joined as always by my brother from another mother, the man with the plan, Jack Gibb. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing well, mate. I feel like you need to stop saying I'm bringing the plan.
Mate, you're the plan guy. I actually cut the intro super short because I feel like we got a lot to talk about this week. So I cut it back from the door, rigmarole, but he's still the man with the plan, okay? He's still the guy. He's still the guy making all the plans, bro. Making all the plans. How are you, mate? How you doing?
I'm good. We've got a long weekend here, and we got the E3 weekend. So, what more could we want?
Mate, the bloody... I don't know about you. I play my... It's like when you hear like people that like work in the fashion industry, like and all that stuff. It's like, oh my god, it's like fashion week. It's like I plan my whole year around this week. E3 week, mate. Summer Games week. The week that just... Oh, I love it every year. Hypes me up, gets me ready for all the video games coming out. Although by the sounds of it, we're not going to be hearing a lot about like distant stuff, which is, I can't say I'm like surprised, but no, I'm still excited.
It's that unfortunate valley we're in where we got all the long distance stuff announced over the last few years. Now they've realized that was a bad idea, so they're not going to tell us what's coming in 2027. So we have to kind of ride this wave, and next year and the year after will probably be bangers. I feel like we're just in that valley at the moment, which is a bit tragic. But look, there's a lot of shit that was announced years ago that we could do with an update on. So yeah, I'm sure these shows will not be empty.
Yeah, no, very true. And we have a lot to get through, so let's get straight into it, right? So I think we'll tackle it like showcase by showcase, talk a little bit about what we think we'll see, what we'd like to see, and maybe just some like Hail Mary, full of grace, please be there sort of stuff. And we can also talk about stuff that has been announced to be there, because there's been quite a bit. But we'll start with Summer Games, because that is literally happening in like less than 12 hours, and I'm pretty excited. Even though like Jeff has already like sort of been like, hey, this isn't going to be here, this is going to be, he's basically like, you know, there's no Kingdom Hearts, there's no Mafia, there's no this, there's no that, which is kind of like put a damper, because I was like, Kingdom Hearts has got to be there, come on. And then I was like, Mafia's got to be there. Like the rumblings about a Mafia game have just been relentless lately. So I was like, Mafia's got to be there, but it doesn't sound like it's going to be there. But I don't know. There's been a couple of announcements of stuff that's going to be there. Like we know we're going to get the first Descendants trailer that's got their launch date. That's Nexon's free-to-play sort of like Destiny-like game, which I played oh god, was that? I don't know if it was last week or the week before, but they had the last technical test and I played that and I really enjoyed it. As a Destiny fanboy, I enjoyed that quite a bit. So I'm excited for a release date, and it's free to play, so I feel like I can rope people in to play with me at least for a day. So that's good. We know Sparkling Zero is going to be there, which is like the new iteration of the Budokai Tenkaichi Dragon Ball Z games. So that's exciting. They're teasing every character under the sun. Like they're teasing like I can't remember the exact number. Hang on, let me look it up real quick. But they're like they're teasing every single character in Dragon Ball ever. And it's actually crazy. But yeah, we're apparently getting another trailer from them. 164 characters at launch is what they're gonna have. Yeah, and at this point, I think they've revealed 40. So we're probably going to get a couple more as Summer Games, and hopefully a release date, because there was a leak document, a leak sort of thing that come out that was basically saying that this game, due to legality, has to release within the next 6 months. So I'm going to assume this is like a October, November game. There was also some leaks about a standard edition and a deluxe edition, no collector's edition, so I'll weep myself to sleep, but that's fine. But yeah, so mate, what are you expecting to see at Summer Games? Like what do you think is like, in your mind, it's got to be there? Like there's too many leaks about it, too many people are talking about it. I think if it's not there, you would be surprised.
Oh, that's a good question. I feel like the talk about a Borderlands being there is like, that kind of feels right to me.
Yeah.
Because I just don't know where else you would reveal a Borderlands game. It doesn't like when you think of Borderlands, does that come across to you as like an Xbox game or a PlayStation game, or is it just its own thing? Because to me, it's very like its own thing. You know what I mean? Like it's not associated. I can't even think. I think there was some PlayStation marketing last time, but it doesn't. It's not like I'm sitting here like, oh, that'll be the Xbox show. I'm like, that'll be at its own thing somewhere, and maybe Summer's Games Fest is that place.
Look, if Borderlands 4, which it's definitely Borderlands 4. I don't think it's like a spin-off. I don't think it's like a remake or something. Yeah, I really do think that, yeah, if Borderlands 4 isn't shown at Summer Games, I will be flabbergasted. I will be so shocked. Like, I am so sure this thing is going to be there. I think it has to be. See, I think Borderlands has grown to the point now where they probably could just like one day like drop a little 15-minute direct of their own or a trailer, and it would like pop off. But I think
I agree. But I think with the movie coming out, it's like you gotta like up the ante a little bit.
That's another reason I think that this game is going to get announced, because, and normally people would be like, oh, there's a movie coming out. What a great way to sell the game. I think this game needs to come out to sell that movie, because no one cares. I'm not excited. They literally announced that Atlas is in the movie. So I assume he is the big bad of the film. And yeah, I do believe that the actor playing him, I don't know. He looked like a guy from that god-awful Zack Snyder film. So I don't know. I think he's a good actor. But yeah, I don't know. I think that movie's going to crash and burn. So let's hope that the game is just freaking awesome. It's because it's been a while since Borderlands 3, to be honest.
I just had to Google it. It was actually 2019.
Which is crazy, because it does not feel that long ago. Borderlands 3 does not feel that long ago, personally.
Yeah,
like, that feels like a couple of years ago.
That means even with COVID chucked in there, like it's been long enough that a reveal could happen. I'm not saying it has to come out this year, but I think it's about time we've seen that, and Games Fest feels right. My only thing is if I think Borderlands 4 would be big enough that I wouldn't be on Twitter saying, hey, this show's just going to be an 8 out of 10. Like, I feel like that's a pretty good get for the Game Fest.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. But here's here's the thing that makes me think, oh, it's an 8 out of 10, right? Because I think a condition of getting that game was that he has to show the movie. There's got to be some dumb tie-in for this film. There'll be some actor. There'll be some trailer drop. Yeah, there'll be something like, hey, you can have Borderlands 4, but you have to pimp our film. Like, I don't care if like you like get Jack Black to introduce the Borderlands 4 trailer. You've got to pimp our film. Like, okay, righto, whatever. I think that's why that's what'll bring it down. But again, hype for a new Borderlands game is just going to send this thing through the roof. Like, Borderlands is one of those like, when a Borderlands gets announced, even if it's shit after launch, people get excited. People get hyped. It's a fun 4-player looter shooter. It feels like the OG looter shooter at this point. Like, it's the one that sort of like kickstarted that sort of trend. So yeah, I'm excited. And Borderlands is also one of those games that if they announce this thing and they chuck like an October date this year at the end of it, I'm like, they'll hit it. I'm excited. That's coming out. I can't wait. Let's go. I don't know. Borderlands, especially with Borderlands 3 and Tiny Tina, they've revealed and released within the same year. Like, they've been pretty consistent with like dropping it very, very closely after they've revealed it. They don't really leave you hanging around for more. They're actually pretty good at like, could they show a trailer? Could it come out next year? Absolutely. But like, then they got to hype everybody up again. I think if they like hype everybody up now and they're like, guess what? It's coming in 4 months. People will like lose their mind. I think, yeah, let's go. And I'm sure it'll have some dinky tie-in with the film that'll get people excited. I'm sure, you know, I'll be the guy like, oh, get my claptrap popcorn bucket, go see the film, go home, play the game. Like, I feel like, yeah, I think if it's revealed, and I think there's a very good chance of it being revealed, it'll pop off. I'm excited.
And the film's coming out soon too. So
when is that? August?
I just Googled it and it's saying August, but it does say in brackets USA. So
okay. So we'll probably get it August next year.
Yeah. Specifically the August. Yeah.
Specifically next year.
Okay, I'm going to say, yeah. Yep. We'll be privileged to get it by next year. Great.
mate.
What do you think's shooting for the Game Fest?
Well, I was looking at my list and I'm just like, I see Judas on here. Nah, we got told no. Kingdom Hearts. Nah, we got told no.
Bet you wish you recorded that video a little later.
Yeah, legit, right? Yeah, but then again, like I said in my tweet, it was recorded before he decided to spoil all the fun. So at least we were trying to hype everybody up. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's it. We were trying to go crazy. I think there's a good chance we might see Marvel 1943: Rise of Hydra. I think we've gotten. I think so. I
think that'll be at like a console. Like, it's not so true with EA these days, but EA and Ubisoft always used to show one game at Xbox and PlayStation.
Yeah,
it used to be very like their thing, and I think EA is going to treat this game like that. But the Xbox Games Showcase hasn't really been like that lately. So maybe.
No, and I think if they get the thing is I think about that and I think like they've got Blade, you know what I mean, and PlayStation's literally got Wolverine and Spider-Man. So I'm like,
maybe the games.
That's where I'm like 50-50 on this 1943 Marvel game. The only reason I'm going with that one over the like EA Iron Man game, which was announced, feels like
that's further away.
Yeah, that's definitely further away. But I was sort of like, could we get like a CG trailer like we got for Marvel? I just feel like that Marvel game's a little bit closer, so it might be time to sort of like maybe start showing a little bit more than a really well put together CG cutscene that people are like, hey, it looks great, but it's just a CG cutscene. So just to give us an idea of what this game is, I thought that might be. I feel like Marvel will have something there, even if it's just like the real awkward Marvel Snap stuff. I still love that game, so if they want to have a real awkward Marvel Snap thing, but
they could do that.
Do you think there's any shot of Spider-Man DLC being shown at this thing?
I don't know. I feel like Sony will be there with something. I feel like PlayStation will have something, and I'm sure we'll get to it. But the talk online is that it's the Horizon Lego game. So maybe that's all. I think they'll just have one thing. So if the Horizon Lego's there, I don't think anything else will be. But I don't know. Spider-Man 2 DLC. You've got a biased opinion. You're gonna love it, but does that move the industry? You know what I mean? Like, does that, like, how big of a deal is that?
My thinking of it being here legitimately comes down to when you do your showcase at the end of the year. Do you want to
flattened by Wolverine?
That's what I'm saying. Do you want that bogged down between all these first party announcements that people have been hyping up in their own heads for the last year? You know what I mean? Like, do you want that there?
If you have it at the Game Fest, even if it gets crushed a little bit, the media will eat up some Sony
100%. Yeah, any Sony news that there will go off. And also thinking like if you like announce this DLC and let's say they give it a November release date for the first one, and we get this showcase in September, people walk away from that showcase like, oh, Wolverine's so far away, God of War's so far away, that's so far away, but we got Spider-Man in November.
Yeah, no, that paints a good picture. If it's ready for November, then maybe that's how you deliver it. Yeah, it could be there. I just don't think Sony will be there with two things though. That's my hiccup. But Horizon Lego Spider-Man DLC, no wrong answers there. No bad things there. You know.
Do you think this Horizon Lego thing? Okay, first off, there was like a whole rumbling online that it's cross-platform. Do you think it's going to launch PlayStation, PC same day? And two, do you think it's any good?
I think it'll appeal to a different audience to the game does. So I think there will be a subset of people that are like, this is awful. But I think there'll be a subset of people that have never touched Horizon before that play this and they're like, oh shit, this is all right. Or maybe they're 7 years old and this is how they get in. I don't know. Do I think it'll be good? I think it'll be fine. I think it'll be good. Like, I think it'll be an 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10. Like, is it going to be as good as the base IP? I don't think so. But it's just going to be a different game. It's going to be funny. It's going to be easygoing, you know. What was your first question? Sorry.
Do you think it launches PC, PlayStation 5 the same day?
I think it does. Yeah, I do. Because this is the thing. Like what Microsoft did with Sea of Thieves and Hi-Fi Rush and whatever else, where they released it multi-platform, like earlier in the year or over the course of the year, right? And they were doing it for 4 games, and they were like, "This is us testing how this works. Like, if this is worth doing. These games have had their run on Xbox. We're not selling any more copies of Sea of Thieves. Let's expand the audience." That was them testing the waters. I don't think I think Helldivers 2 is a good test, but I think PlayStation needs a couple more tests to figure out exactly what to do with PC. And we've had this discussion a million times, but it's like, they're chasing growth and they're not finding new people to gaming, so they have to steal people. We've discussed many of things they could do as an alternative, but that doesn't seem to be anything they're willing to fucking do. So stealing PC gamers away from PC seems to be the strategy. Do I think it's a good strategy? No, I don't. But sorry, the way they're doing it is poor. But I think a Lego Horizon game is where you test, because if you fuck that up and it goes wrong and it doesn't move any PS5 consoles, who cares? You'll have Horizon 3 coming out next year or the year after, or the year after that, not on PC. So I think it's a safe bet. I think it's a safe place to fuck up is where I'm trying to get to. Sorry, spent 3 minutes getting there. Horizon, Lego, safe to fuck up. Yeah, it comes out on PC day one.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. I was going to say, before we move on to like big boy predictions, praying to Jesus Christ, last night, literally after we have a conversation about it, they Dragon Age basically comes out and changes its name, and I've already forgotten its name off the top of my head, and that's terrible. Night Vale or something like that, Vale Night or something. Something crazy like that.
Something even harder to say.
Yeah, so it was tweeted out, and then like Summer Games tweeted it out, and then they basically dropped that we were going to see. Okay, Dragon Age Dreadwolf has been renamed to Dragon Age: The Veilguard, and gameplay will be shown next week. Basically, they said they're dropping gameplay on the 11th.
I hope that means that there's room for a CG reveal at the Game Fest, because we haven't actually seen this game at all yet, right?
No. Yes.
Yep.
No, we've just gotten the CG trailer before.
Oh, okay. Well, if there's gameplay next week, there's not going to be at the show, is it?
Jeff Grubb's under the impression that it's going to be... So many people are saying it's going to be at SGF, but Jeff Grubb says that it's going to be at Xbox. So I can see Xbox getting the CG trailer. I was just wondering, like, do you think we see it at all before the gameplay?
If I was in charge of making that game, I'm gonna make the wild assumption that this isn't like Anthem and it's gonna be a good game. Let me just make that assumption. And if I was in charge, I'd want something to show over the weekend for sure.
Do you show it at SGF or do you show it at Xbox?
Who makes it? EA.
Yep.
I kind of think you want something at both, and it doesn't have to be like it can be a different game at the other one, but I think it's a multi-platform game. It needs all the attention it can get. I don't know how many people watch each show, but I think you go to Games Fest with that.
Yeah, fair.
In my opinion.
That's fair.
I don't know. The Xbox Showcase is just... It's such a different beast these days with Game Pass and stuff like that. Like, imagine being the only game on stage that costs $120. Like... It's sort of an intro. I don't know, like third parties at that show.
I mean,
I don't know.
I get what you're saying. Like, imagine being the only game costs $130. Like, yeah, but also like that may also help with like people who are like, oh, Xbox is just a subscription service now. Like everything they show is literally like you can pay $15 and play it all. Like if they've got big stuff like that, that's like, hey, these games are still coming to Xbox.
No. I agree with that. But that's a win for Xbox. I'm like, is it a win for EA in the same way? Like, is it like, do they want something at that showcase? Like, maybe they do. Maybe they do. I don't know. I just it's such a weird thing to guess, because
I feel like every time wants something anywhere at this point. Like they're not doing their own thing anymore. So I feel like them trying to get as much of their stuff on other people's stages as possible is like, regardless of what it makes them look like.
Do the 4 or 5 conferences, one for The Sims, one for FIFA.
Yeah. They had EA Play. That used to happen. That used to happen before Xbox. EA Play was like before Xbox, and then they just stopped doing it when COVID hit. I think they did one in 2020, and then they didn't do another one.
So where do they reveal things like Football Club?
They literally just dropped that, like they dropped a trailer for that when that was like that new
or whatever.
Yep, they changed their logo on the previous FIFA page to the new logo, and then they dropped all the marketing, and then they just dropped a trailer one day, and then the game came out.
Oh, okay, that probably works, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, Yeah. I mean, I guess like I guess like they've really cut back on their like video game sort of delivery. You know, they're the sports guys, and occasionally they'll let Respawn do something fun. You know what I mean? So
You're not wrong. Yeah, it's like one other game a year or something.
yeah, and at that point, you can, like we saw with Game Awards, like you can show Star Wars Jedi Survivor at the Game Awards and it pops the fuck off. It doesn't require EA to really do much or like put the show on themselves. They can just use somebody else's show, and somebody else benefits from like the Star Wars craze and hype. So yeah. I think we'll see a couple of EA things over the weekend. I think we're going to see a couple at Xbox. I think we might see a few at SGF, and yeah, Dreadwolf getting its own thing, like its own gameplay. I'm just like, they're like, hey, gameplay next week. If it's just like if they drop just like a gameplay trailer, I think that's going to piss people off. I think people are expecting a 10 to 15 minute, this is what gameplay looks like, this is the game now, this is your objective, this is the story. I think that's what people are expecting, and hopefully EA deliver. I'm not going to hold my breath because I will die. EA has taught me many things, and to rely on them is not one of them. So yeah, I don't know. Shall we move on to what I think personally is going to be the biggest one of the entire week, the Xbox showcase? Like the Xbox, Bethesda, Activision, King, Apple, McDonald's, Hungry Jack's, Big W, Target showcase.
That's the thing. I can't help but feel like the Xbox showcase is like, it's bigger in a sense that, like, you know, there's the COD Direct, and there's a few things that claim it to be like a big show.
I keep forgetting about the COD thing that's happening after. I keep forgetting about that. Oh, no.
The reason I keep thinking about the Xbox showcase is because I feel like the stakes are so high.
Yep, I agree. But I feel like we've said that every single podcast leading into Summer Games the last like 3 years.
Yeah, no, I agree. Every year it's like, this will be make or break.
This will be the one.
You know, this year we make or break. But like, all right.
In fairness, last year they did pop off. I still defend the fact that like last year, Fable, like South of Midnight, like Clockwork Revolution, they popped off.
Trailer more than anyone in this state, I'm telling you. But I want to paint a picture, right? So that was what, June last year?
Yes, sir.
Since then, this is what they've released, right? Age of Empires 4 on console. Forza Motorsport. Apparently the Killer Instinct Anniversary Edition. Missed that completely. Pentiment. Age of Empires 2 on console. Grounded on PlayStation and Nintendo. Sea of Thieves on PlayStation. Hellblade 2. Now, I'm not criticizing that game list. That's an okay games list, whatever.
Did you say Redfall?
What I am criticizing, pardon?
Was Redfall before June last year? Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Was it? Hang on.
It must have been.
I don't know.
I think it was like February or something.
Sorry, this list is just Xbox Game Studios games.
Okay.
Sorry, you're right. I should have included Bethesda.
No, that's fine. If you don't include Bethesda, that's a banging list. That's some good reviewing games right there.
Yeah, the problem is I don't think Bethesda really added a lot. Starfield, obviously.
I like Starfield. I don't care what people say. I enjoy Starfield. I think
Starfield deserves its place. I don't.
I look forward to going back.
Yeah. Like it might not be like my kind of game, but it deserves its place on this list, and I've clearly missed it off. But Redfall, Starfield, like add them in. My point is, though, that there was like, 30, 40 games last year at the showcase?
Yeah.
And that's a list of like 7 or 8. And most of them were like Sea of Thieves on PlayStation. My point really is that like, they haven't deducted a lot of last year's list. So there's a lot of things that we could just see again.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but it's a weird showcase to go into, I feel.
I think we'll only see a couple of things that we seen last year. Like, I think there's a 50-50 shot at Fable. I can literally see them going a year without showing Fable. But if Fable is close and a lot further along than we think, I think we could definitely see it. Like, for sure. I don't think we see South of Midnight. I don't think we see Clockwork Revolution. I mean, we're going to see Starfield because they're definitely dropping DLC for that. You know what I mean? Fable's a 50-50 shot in my mind. I can guarantee we're not going to see Redfall. I honestly think I think we're going to see a lot of new stuff, but also maybe like returning stuff from like the show before that was like, hey.
Yeah, that's sort of where I wanted to take this conversation, because it's like, you know, new stuff I want to see, don't get me wrong, but we really need to tick some shit off the list. You know, like we really need to release some of this stuff that's been hanging there for 4 years. Like Everwild, I don't know if we'll see it, but like that'd be good to get.
Everwild's gone. I don't think we ever see Everwild again.
I hope we never see it again. I just hope they fucking tell us, really.
Yeah.
Perfect Dark, you know, that'd be a good one to see. Fuck, I'm blanking on something else, but like Contraband skipped a year, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
Already?
I think we see Contraband this year.
That'd be nice.
I think we get gameplay.
State of Decay 3. Haven't seen that for a long time.
A lot of people are saying we're not going to see it, but I don't know. I feel like there's too much going on out there. There's too many people talking about it for me to think that we're not going to see it. I think we see it this year. We may not see it in June, but I do think we see it this year.
I think that's a good one for the Game Awards.
Honestly, that's where I was thinking. I think getting it like getting like a little gameplay slice at the Game Awards. I think you don't show it now. You show a little bit at the Game Awards, then you really don't have to show it again until June when you do your next showcase. And I think that game is like a perfect third week of August, first week of September. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right before they need to compete, you know, right before they need to compete, just like no one shot the gun to race, but State of Decay is like, I'm off. Just before everybody overtakes them, just get a little bit out there.
I so agree with that, and I think you need to do another, almost like a story reveal, something like that at the Game Awards. Then they do the developer direct. Then the last bit of content in June.
Oh, State of Decay would pop off in a developer direct. Actually, I would love to see that there. I think.
You know what the good news is?
I think
it's an
that's
Unreal
a shot.
Engine game. Yeah, I hope I'm right. It's an Unreal Engine game as well, which means Microsoft's really gearing up for Unreal Engine. Like they're becoming very. I don't know what the right word is, but they get a lot of skills in that skill set, and that's going to start paying off at some point. Well, it seems like it already has, to be fair. Like the Coalition seems to half develop every other game out there. So yeah, that's sort of just like, it's just this interesting going into the showcase. Like I don't really want to repeat of last year, but there's some games I'd love to get an update on. But there's some games from the year before that would definitely love. But new stuff's always nice as well. But if they announce something new, I'm going to be sitting here like, oh fuck, we'll see that in 4 years. So I'm sort of, I don't know, like, I think it'll be a good showcase. I think they'll deliver some good shit. But time for talking was early this year when you had that weird podcast. You didn't say much. So it's like, we kind of need to see some action now. We need to see some shit happen. And there's a lot of talk about a shadow drop, and I think that might just be the fucking way to do it.
Yeah.
I think we need some shit that's coming out this fucking month. You know what I mean? Like,
yep.
Whether it's, hey, we've got a shadow drop for today. We've got all the CODs coming to Game Pass later in the month or over the next couple of months. We've got, you know, every Activision fucking game on our platform coming to Game Pass before October, or, you know, like there needs to be some stuff that's like happening. And it doesn't have to be new AAA games.
Yeah. I honestly think that Back Compat is going to carry that for the next couple of months. I can totally see a sizzle reel and then them being like, all those games you just seen are coming to Games Pass literally after the show. And now we're just going to show you a couple of things that we're working on. I think we'll see like the full Call of Duty suite. We'll see a couple other Activision games. I think we'll see a couple other Xbox games that are going to come back compat. Now that, you know, they basically own Activision, all that licensed stuff has a shot, I guess. Stuff they did with them.
Yeah. The only licensing issues to get a run into is like the music in the old Tony Hawk games or shit like that.
Yeah,
like,
see, yeah. That's just
the video games, like your CODs and stuff. Like they need to be I'm not one of those people that's like they should have been on Game Pass for 6 months. Like I don't care that they're not there now, but they really should be there next week, or at least have a good plan laid out. Let's get excited. Let's go relive some memories. You know, I'm sure there's more than just COD that Activision have made over the years as well. But get them all on there, all the Transformers games, whatever it is.
Yeah,
get it on there.
See, Transformers would pop off if they came out. I shit you not, right? Like that sounds like such a it'd be nice to have the Transformers, but the Transformers community like they are ravenous. If they were to, they're crazy, right? Like I feel if they turned around and they were like, hey. We're dropping the movie tie-in games. We're dropping Fall of Cybertron. We're dropping War for Cybertron. If they drop Fall and War for Cybertron, like they get like out of 10, they get an extra point just for that. If it's a 7 out of 10 show, but they drop freaking the Cybertron games, that's an 8 out of 10 show. You know what I mean? If they drop the movie tie-in games, that's a 7 out of 10. But you know. We'll bring them back down a point. But no, dude, honestly, those Transformers games pop the hell off. And I think it's dumb. And I think what we were saying the other day needs to happen. I don't think dropping every COD game at the same time is a smart idea. I think drip feeding them. I think dropping the first 3, have them for a month, and then start dropping them by, like... I mean, even if you wanted to, honestly, like even if you wanted to drop them by series, right? Like, hey, we're dropping COD 4, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3. These games are dropping, next month, and then we're dropping Black Ops 2, the month after. You know, like, honestly, World at War as well. You could throw in there. That's basically like Black Ops is basically a sequel to World at War, but yeah, all right, well, hang on. Let's talk about some of the stuff that's probably going to be there, right? So, Starfield DLC, definitely going to be there. I think people are... Me too, but I think people are hyping it up in their heads that it's going to be bigger than it actually is. I think the next DLC they get will be the one that is sort of the game changer. I think people need to temper expectations with this one, because let's be honest... Yeah, like this DLC was probably in development like before Starfield hit the ground, like running in our hands. Like,
I think story-wise and stuff it'll be fine, but people are looking for like feature changes, and I just don't think they're going to show up.
They've
already
happened yet.
Nah, they've already added a few things, but they've already said that the vehicles are coming a bit later, and it's like, well, if the vehicles are coming later, some of the things that are way taller to ask for are not in the fucking DLC.
Yeah. Something I definitely think we'll see, even though we've already seen it, I think we still need to see it, and that's Indiana Jones in the Great Circle. I think we get something. I never thought I'd see the day that... Sorry, go on.
We can see that at Gamescast, to be fair. Because I'm not saying it'll sell consoles, but people who don't own an Xbox will know what that is.
Yeah. See, that's the crazy thing, right? That's why I'm like, hey, State Decay could happen at a developer direct. Like, we got an Indiana Jones game at a developer direct. Like, that's insane.
I would have revealed that at the Game Awards, personally.
Yeah.
But I think the big problem with that game is they needed to tell us why it was first person, to be fair. I don't... In hindsight, I think they kind of nailed it. Like, I walked out of the developer direct like being, oh yeah, this will be a cool first person. But if you had told me it was first person, it would have been like, oh no.
Yeah. That's very true. People are still shitty about that, but yeah, very true. What else is like a shoo-in right now? Avowed? You reckon we'll get another trailer for Avowed? I think we do. I think we get a November release date.
Yeah, I think they need to show us more of what they talked about. You know, they talked about all the biomes and all that sort of stuff. We need to see that, even if it's like just hypes is a real 2-minute situation. Doesn't have to be much, but people need more.
I think we need a proper story trailer that like blends into a gameplay trailer. We need to know why we're going into this world. Like we've seen a lot of the gameplay and we've seen a lot of like the teasers, but we've not actually really gotten a proper story trailer, a proper introduction to this world in terms of exactly right. Like we don't know our end goal.
Doesn't have to be much. I don't even like. I think they should show gameplay because it's the right thing to do. I personally don't give a fuck. We've seen enough, but I need to know why. The gameplay is not enough to pick up the controller for this game. I need to know what's interesting about it.
Yeah, no, dude, I agree. What else are we definitely going to say Flight Simulator is going to be there. The hint's in the name, Flight Simulator 2024. We're definitely going to see that. I think we will see Contraband. I think we will see gameplay for Contraband. I feel like they've got to show something for Fallout. Maybe a trailer for the Fallout 76 DLC that's coming. Now, before we get into the, oh my God, I hope this happens, let's touch on a couple of things. So Game Pass. Do we think they outline a subscription restructure during the show, or do you think it's something that they mention, but then we get a proper look at it after?
No, I don't think they mention it at all.
You don't think they mention it at all?
Nah, if they get a restructure, they'll do it in some fucking blog post in August.
That's a miss if they do.
Oh, I agree, but they've missed with this stuff constantly.
Yeah. That's
all the time.
That's a miss.
I just think the problem is with the restructure of Game Pass is it's been sold to us as one thing for years. If they're about to change that because of COD, I don't know if I personally care, but for people that don't play COD, they need to know if they're getting fucked over or not.
Yeah.
And I think a big, long, detailed blog post is exactly how you do it.
Yeah, fair. Okay, we'll move on to some of the like big stuff, right? And the crazy stuff. But before that, mate, Gears 6 is going to get its full reveal. And from everything on the... Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think... here's the thing, right? Is everybody on the internet's talking about it. All these industry insiders who know Jeremy from accounting and Sharon from level design, who's opened their mouth and told Jeff Grubb and Jez Corden and all these guys, Jason Schreier and all these people about Gears 6, right? There's no way Xbox doesn't know that all these conversations going on. It would be supremely fucking stupid of them if they weren't showing it to not say so. If they know all this is out there on the internet, if they were to drop this show without Gears 6 in it and not tell people that it's not there, I just feel like that would be the dumbest thing they could possibly do. Like, Gears 6 is there, it's going to get revealed. I think the only way it doesn't get revealed is if, like, freaking Jeremy from marketing accidentally fucking leaves the USB on the bus. Like, that's where I'm at. Like, this will get revealed. We are going to get we're going to get a story trailer. We're going to get gameplay. We're going to get a year. It'll be next year because there's no fucking way this game comes out this year. If this game got like a release date for this year, I would not believe it. I would not believe it at all. I refuse. I think we get a year. I don't think we get a date. So if they feel like they can delay it again, because yeah, they know they need to get this right. You know what I mean? Gears of War 4 was people were like, it's okay. Like, I know they're trying something different. It's pretty good. And then Gears 5 hit and people are like, what the fuck is this shit? This is not Gears. We don't like this. We don't want this. I'd rather you just did Gears 4 again. So I think they know they need to get this right. I think they've taken the time to get it right. I think they're going to nail it. The story beats. I think they know what characters, they know what points people want. But I don't think they're going to betray the story they were trying to tell. For all intents and purposes, it's a very interesting story. They just need to circle it back around to the important things that people play Gears games for. And I think the gameplay is going to look great. Gears gameplay, I was thinking this the other day. Like, I was literally playing Gears 1 the other day in secret, offline, so no one knew, because then, you know, everyone's like, hey, playing Gears. Yeah, I am alone. But I will stream it eventually. But I was playing it the other day, and, like, the Gears games just don't age. Like, you can play 5 and you can play 1, and I'm talking Xbox 360 1. Like, they just feel the same. They just aged so well. Like, graphically, no, but at the time, they were gorgeous. You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. At the time, like, Gears 1 was a gorgeous freaking game. But yeah, mechanically, story-wise, gameplay-wise, it's so fucking good. So I think they know that if they're doing this, that it needs to come out and it needs to hit, and they can't afford for it not to. So I think they're going to show it. I think people are going to have a lot of opinions. I'll be one of them. You bet your fucking ass there's going to be a video up on this channel next week about my hopes and dreams for Gear 6. And I just think they'll take it all on board. I think they can't afford not to. So Yeah, I think Gear 6 is probably going to happen.
Like 5 years as well. So
It's been so long. It's so long, dude. Like, I swapped out my cog necklace for a freaking Digimon necklace. That's how long it's been. Because people see the cogs and they're like, oh, you haven't had a new game in a while? I'm like, leave me alone, bitch. I'll get my game eventually. Am I getting the cogs back out? I think I might be. Jesus Christ, I'm going to have to wear my cog tags again. Jesus. Nah, dude, honestly, I'm very excited.
What's your opinion on the whole rumored for 7 million years Gears of War collection?
I hope the collection's a thing. I hope it bundles everything together. I hope that it's like the MCC, Master Chief Collection. It's just everything there. I can load into any game I want, any multiplayer I want. It gives them a chance to add a new achievement, a new seriously achievement, which I will begrudgingly attempt and fail. But I think the best way to do this collection is put in the remake of 1, the upscale of 1 that they did.
Yep.
But have a complete remake of 2 inside of it. Because 2 was the one that people were like, Gears is the shit. Like, I think 2 out of the original trilogy is most beloved, but I would say 3 has the best story. And people are going to come for me for that one. But I'm a big lover of 3 because it's really hard to wrap up a trilogy of games that are as beloved as the Gears trilogy, and 3 I just think fucking nails it so well. So many characters get the perfect send-off and everybody gets their happy ending, and then 4 comes out and you realize not everybody got a happy ending, but that's okay. You gotta make money somehow, so you just keep releasing them. But if you take the original trilogy and look at them as a trilogy, they are so well done. But I'd love the collection. Yes, 100%. Judgment cops a lot of hate. I disagree. I think Judgment is really good. I think Judgment was judged too harshly. Pardon the pun. Honestly, it was judged too harshly, right? Because if you look at games we get now and you go back to what Judgment was, it's the same way I feel about Arkham Origins. Right? Like people are like, yo, Arkham Origins is not an Arkham game. Arkham Asylum's great. Arkham City's a masterpiece and Arkham Knight's amazing. Arkham Origins is the weird cousin that nobody talks about. That's cool. Guarantee you'd be playing Arkham Origins over fucking Suicide Squad any other day of the week, my friends. Okay? Just like I'm sure you're all back there playing Judgment over freaking Gears 5. You know what I mean? You guys are playing Judgment because it's a Gears game you probably skipped and you're hungry for it. You know what I mean? Like, Judgment was judged way too harshly. I think it was a very cool and interesting story that dived into the Pendulum Wars and a whole bunch of in-universe stuff that we wanted to know about. And I disagree with the way it was treated, and I think Judgment it's got to be in there. Judgment is to Gears what ODST is to Halo.
Damn, nice. I just didn't know if they needed to fuck the collection up and then add it in as an apology later.
They might have to, you know what I mean? They may need to. They can have Gears Tactics in there as well, you know what I mean? They'll slide that in there. That's the Halo Wars, you know what I mean? We'll slide that in at the end. Yeah, no, dude. It's actually crazy how similar the Halo franchise and the Gears franchise really is, right? Like,
well, I mean, like, if you're making Gears, I know it's not Halo, but like at the time, Halo was so successful. Like, why wouldn't you follow that model a little bit?
Honestly.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense. Okay, I got a couple of things I want to touch on, right? Forza Horizon 6. You seen it?
I can't help but feel like we won't.
I 100% agree.
It's a pessimistic view because it'll already be like the longest dev cycle for a Horizon game, or matching the longest dev cycle. Like, we know they're capable of pumping the game out. There's no problem there. But I just can't help but feel like every other studio that Xbox has required more time to do not much more. I think Playground deserve more time and will get more time very easily. I just hope they do more with it. You know, if it is set in Japan, I hope they spend that time authenticating the experience.
I will
wait another year for that.
This is so selfish of me, but give them all the time they want, have it in Japan, and just give me the island. You know what I mean? Like, make it
whole island.
But yeah, like I'm not saying like, oh, it's gonna take me fucking 4 days to drive to the other side. I'm like, do like they did with Australia and Britain and all that sort of stuff. Like, give us a condensed version, but make this like 3 to 4 times the size of that condensed version. You know what I mean? Like, give me an area where if I drive to like one side, I've gone from like it raining to snowing. You know what I mean? Like, have each area have its own sort of like weather going on and stuff like that. Like, I feel like that would be so cool, and there's asking so much, but people.
My worry. Yeah, I think we're asking too much, honestly.
I mean, I know we are, but it's like the Assassin's Creed thing. Everybody has been asking for Japan. Like, after 3, I feel like all I've ever heard is like Horizon should go to Japan.
I'm right there with you. My worry is that, like, you know, they'll announce that it's set in Japan and we're all collectively going to gasp in excitement. And it's going to be similar to the Australian one where it's like, set in Australia, you know, you can go past through the Yarra Valley and you can go up the Central Coast or Sunshine Coast, whatever it was, and the big city. And it's like, what was the big city? It was the Surfers Paradise.
Surfers Paradise.
It's like, Surfers Paradise is great. Not shitting on Surfers Paradise. But not what I would have guessed. A good choice in the end, I think. I think it was a fine choice in the end. But we all want Tokyo.
What if?
All want Tokyo. And that's not the city they're going to fit in this map.
But, okay, counter offer. What if the majority of the map is Tokyo with a couple little outlying areas outside of it? Like, the map is the city.
I would fucking love that.
Yeah.
I hope it's an... This is the thing. Horizon has a formula, and the formula works well. I think when they go to Japan, they should fuck with the formula. Make it an urban game. Call it Forza Tokyo, or Forza Horizon Tokyo. And if you fuck it up, and it turns out to not be the right call, the next game's Forza Horizon 6. And it's set in some countryside in the Middle East or something. You know what I mean? Like, just... You know what I'm saying, though?
Yeah.
Like, just, I think this needs to be extracted from the main line.
What if instead of that, they just do call it Forza Horizon 6 and it is urban and it is just Tokyo, right? But like they go for the DLC is like, hey, like the first one's always Lego, guys. Get excited. Friggin' Forza Lego's back. But the second one is literally like the complete opposite of Tokyo, and it's like Kyoto. And it's like classic area, temple, all that stuff, and that's just sort of like glued onto the map. Like they've just expanded it and made it bigger.
Oh, that'd be dope, man. Like, I honestly, like, I would love it to be like Mount Fuji to be the expansion.
Oh, Mount Fuji would be so good.
Because that is just countryside, forest, obviously a big fuck off mountain to climb up. You know, add Station 5, which is like halfway up the mountain. Like,
I mean, they can add so much. Like, they normally have a couple of years of DLC. You could drop 4 DLC packs that like make the island.
That's what I'm saying. Mix up the formula. I don't want the Lego, the Hot Wheels. Skip it for this one. Just keep expanding the map. Start with the urban. It has to be, not to be that guy, but like you got to have a lot of drifting involved. Like it's got to have that Fast and Furious feel to it. It just has to at this point. I'm sorry. But I think, you start with Tokyo being the bulk of the map and then just slowly expand out of the city.
Just like swap the Lego thing out, right? Like go full anime. Have like Initial D. Have like drifting events and stuff like that set up, and have unlocks for like decals for like anime for your car and stuff like that. Like, because I feel like they've got to hit that license somewhere. You know what I mean? Like,
well, maybe it's time to do the Fast and Furious again.
It's the old favorite. I mean, I'm not against like hearing the Teriyaki Boys and then suddenly, you know, Dom's all about family and he's in Japan.
You can't DLC it. It has to be there from day one. The Teriyaki Boys has to be in the reveal trailer.
That is the reveal trailer song. In my mind, that's the song. When I hear that start on an Xbox stage, I'm like, they're doing it. That's I've built that up in my mind.
I think if they did Tokyo Teriyaki Boys, exactly what we're talking about, this would transcend gaming. Microsoft hasn't had a game transcend gaming in a long time. I honestly, in all my heart, think that it could be done. And the thing about Forza Horizon 6, is like, you know, it's scalable like a racing game. You know what I mean? Like if this portable news is true, you could get this thing running on a portable. You know, you could get people that aren't in the Xbox ecosystem in the door somehow for this.
Yeah, I agree.
And if it takes, I guess, to loop the point back to the start of this conversation, tie it up with a nice, neat bow. If they need an extra year to execute on this vision we've got, they may take an extra year. They have my permission.
Okay, I like it.
Tells me they weren't looking for it.
I like it. All right, to follow on from
I
that,
want to be able to knock many machines over.
yeah, that'd be actually pretty sick. Hey, that'd be pretty sick actually. You just know that'll be the collectible. Like, hey, hit 60 different types of vending machines. Like, that would be sick. Okay, following on from that, just quickly, hardware. Are we going to see a portable? Are we going to see any? Well, I think we'll see hardware. What kind of hardware do you think it'll be? Do you think it's a portable? Do you think it's just another version of the console? What do you reckon?
Hardware usually fixes all sins. You know what I mean? All the sins of the last year with Xbox. If they announce a portable Xbox, I feel like we forgive them for a lot of things. So I think they show it off. Yeah, I think it'll be similar to like when they showed off like the Xbox One X and stuff. It'll be like, hey, you know, teraflops and chips and stuff. I don't think it'll be like,
Fair.
you know, gameplay.
Fair. That's very fair.
Do you agree?
I agree. Yeah, I think it's like one of those things where it's like, here's a little look and we'll reveal it properly later on. Oh, I lost my train of thought. Oh no. Choo. Oh, Black Ops. You excited? Do you think we see a lot? Do you think it's going to get people hyped? What do you reckon?
I think we see enough. You know, I think at the end we'll be left wanting more because, you know, it's going to be a big game. You know, got a lot of things to cover. But I think it'll. I just hope it justifies the 4-year dev cycle in a way that means we might get more 4-year dev cycles.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
I agree.
I would be a little bit disappointed if it's like after 4 years, it's pretty much got the same.
Yeah,
feel. Like it's in. It feels about the same amount of content as the last Black Ops.
If this feels the same and has the same amount of content, it feels like it hasn't taken a leap forward. I'm going to say it. This is probably, COD has peaked. I don't think it gets better. It clearly cannot get better than with these guys.
Like an extra year doesn't result in.
Yes, doesn't result in change.
Yeah,
we've peaked.
So look, I don't need the world to change, but I do hope that we can see the extra year on the paint. You know?
I agree. Campaign, multiplayer, zombies. Which one do you think gets everyone's nipples hard?
I don't think they show all three.
Really?
I don't know. Oh, I could be wrong. People love zombies though. In my head, I'm like, it'll just be campaign, but Starfield revealed a lot in their developer direct.
Yeah.
So maybe we do get a lot out of this. I don't know.
I'm cool with like campaign, multiplayer, tease of zombies, just like a little bit of a taste. But zombies is important. This one, especially, they've got to go back to round based because nobody liked the big map. This is their chance to really pop off. Like Treyarch is back. It's zombies. Like we're at it again.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like we just left wanting so much more. I just hope there's Nuketown there. That's all I want, man.
Yeah. I feel like
I'm such a Nuketown person.
The
like,
Nuketown
if they
reveal has to be there.
Hey, after 4 years of development, we've come to the conclusion that the only map you need is Nuketown. I will forgive and forget everything I just said.
Yeah, very cool. Very cool. And just finally, before we move on, so they've been talking a lot about this multi-platform stuff, the strategy, all that fun crap. Well, apparently we're going to get to see a new Doom Dark Ages, and apparently it's coming to PS5. Do you think at the end of this Doom reveal we see the PlayStation logo at all at the end of the trailer, or do you think that is something that they will confirm later on?
Yeah, I think they'll completely drop the ball with this. I think what will happen is the games that are coming just to Xbox, it'll be kind of obvious that they're just coming to Xbox, and the other games, it'll just be ambiguous, like who fucking knows. I think it'll be like, you know, console exclusive, and then like the Halo theme song will play, and then it'll be like, it'll just be the Doom trailer. You know, I think they'll just be like, I think they'll completely drop the ball.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, moving on. Ubisoft.
No, we're not moving on.
What have I
Mate, if there's a Terra Nova game there,
oh god,
I win.
That's so true. I hope so. I pray for you every time. Every time prediction season comes around, I pray that this Terra Nova game gets a little bit of a leak, gets a little bit of something. But no, fingers crossed for you, mate. Fingers crossed.
I'm not asking too much. Did it in Japan.
Yeah, dude, fair. Super fair. Okay, so the next two, I feel like we're going to get through really quick. And one of them we can talk a little bit more about next week, because if the rumors are true, we'll probably be able to talk about it before it goes real. So we'll talk about Ubisoft first. Ubisoft. I feel like with Ubisoft, we can't make that many big predictions. I feel like we can literally just be like, cool, we're going to see Assassin's Creed Shadows gameplay. I think is a like
We haven't got gameplay, have we? It's just been that sort of CG.
just a CG trailer. I
believe
believe
you get 20 minutes for that.
Yeah, legit. I believe we're going to get a gameplay trailer at the Xbox show, and then we'll get a proper look at gameplay at Ubisoft's show. Look, we're going to see Star Wars Outlaws. We're going to see the Avatar DLC. We're going to see not Sands of Time. We're going to see the Lost Crown story DLC. I'd say really quickly. We're going to get our first look at X Defiant's first season, which is rumored to be the Rainbow Six guys. That's probably going to happen. We've already sort of been told by like leakers and stuff there will be no Ghost Recon. Far Cry 7 probably isn't going to get a look in, and unfortunately, it does look like we're probably going to get to see Skull and Bones. I think the big questions here, the big questions are the Division. I don't think we're going to see the Division 3. I was like, oh man, I hope we get like a proper reveal, and it's set in San Fran, but like, I know it's too early, but I'm just sort of like, they need to talk about the Division somehow, whether it be the mobile game or something. The other big question is the Prince of Persia Sands of Time remake. Is it time to see it again? Possibly. And the Splinter Cell remake. Because I have a feeling we're going to get like an Assassin's Creed showcase that'll go over all the millions of Assassin's Creed games that are going on.
Yeah, look, I think we just focus on Shadows. That's like, that needs to sell copies, right? Just focus on that. Star Wars Outlaws, completely agree. It's coming out soon. Like, why wouldn't you show that off? Division 3 won't be there. No way in hell. Like, the fact that they've just released Avatar and they're about to release Star Wars, there can't be more people at Massive that have got the Division 3 ready, right? Like, that seems insane.
I mean, there was a team that was literally like working on 2. Like, there's still stuff being made for 2. Like, they're constantly updating 2. Dude, like 2 literally got like a year of content announced when 3 got announced. Like, they are pumping out Division content.
Yeah, my bad. I've just Googled it. There's 750 employees.
There's a chance that we see something Division. That's what I'm saying. Like,
I apologize. You're not wrong. Yeah.
Everyone's been telling me like, nah, man, there's no way. But I'm like, I feel like we could get like a fucking CG trailer showing the location and then move on to the mobile game because they canceled the free-to-play one. We may see them drop like, hey, Division 2 stuff, because when they were like, hey, Division 3 is coming and here's a whole nother year of content for the Division 2. Like for all Ubisoft's faults, they support their games.
Oh yeah, no, you got to give them credit for that. Do you know Massive made a Just Dance game for iPhone?
Yeah, it's not great.
They really turned things around there, didn't they? Anyway, they have a lot of employees. You never know.
Yeah.
Right? I take back what I said, but Star Wars Outlaws definitely going to get a showing.
100%.
Sure.
Yeah.
Look, what I will say is I think if you've got a showcase where you've got a huge blowout of the Japanese Assassin's Creed, you've got a Star Wars game, and you reveal a Splinter Cell remake, I don't think it fucking matters what else you do.
Yeah, fair. Like, that's very fair.
Like, if Splinter Cell remake's there, Ubisoft's set for a bit.
Honestly, if that is there, that's a win for them, and I feel like that's like an extra 5 points. Yeah.
I don't know if they deserve a win, but they fucking need one. So yeah, I don't know. Far Cry. When did Far Cry 6 come out? That wasn't that long ago, was it?
It was a couple of years ago.
Was it? I'm just jumping on all the Googles.
I feel like it was 22.
Oh no, it was 2021.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, what was it, like October 2021?
Yeah. I mean, we could get a reveal of the next one, but I feel like that's the sort of game you reveal and release in the same year. So it's not coming this year. I think.
Yeah, I agree. I have big thoughts about that game though. Like, I think they're going to have another celebrity be the villain, and they're going to lean into the villain again. But here was my big thing. I think that the next villain for a Far Cry game is a woman.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
I like that. So, Ubisoft Toronto that made Far Cry 6 released Legion the year before. And Far Cry 5 2 years before that. So, and apparently they're working on a Splinter Cell game of some description. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, depending on which team is doing what, there could be something from that team this year.
Wait, what team is this?
But games are Toronto.
Yeah, Toronto's the guys that are supposedly working on the remake.
Oh, okay, yeah. So, yeah, I don't think we see Far Cry. But if Splinter Cell's at the show, then that ticks that studio off.
I mean, the remake was announced before 6 came out, so it would make sense for Splinter Cell to finally get a showing.
Well, if I'm reading this correctly, it also looks like they've had a team not working on anything announced since 2020.
Yeah, okay. So there's a shot for Splinter Cell.
There's a shot for Splinter Cell, yeah. Like, if it shows up at the show, it won't be like, oh my god, how'd they pull that off? It'll be like, oh, Toronto. Like,
yeah,
it'll fit in. And then, yeah, Skull and Bones. I mean, like, they kind of have to have it at the show. Like, they've come out and said it's a AAA game.
But,
I know that it'd have to because we don't give a fuck. But if you come out calling it a quadruple A game and you're known for supporting your games through rough times, the rough seas will bring the Skull.
Do you want to know? We'll see Skull and Bones, and then we won't see it again for so long. Do you know when we'll hear about Skull and Bones again? It'll be when they announce the Black Flag remake, and it'll be like, pre-order the Black Flag remake today and unlock the jackdaw in Skull and Bones today. That's when it'll be. Unlock Edward ship now in Skull and Bones for pre-ordering Black Flag
as well or something.
Yeah, legit.
I don't disagree. I just think it has to be there. Like, it was meant to be a live service game. If dropped poorly, sure, but like they've got to have something in the pipeline. I think
Skull and Bones cross For Honor.
Jesus,
For Honor's a great game. I'm glad they supported that. They've got some cool factions in that game now. Remember back in the day when it was like Vikings, samurais, and knights. Now it's literally every major freaking historical army in history, and it's so freaking cool. Oh, it's so cool. All right, Ubisoft is always a sure bet. We can always appreciate that. Now, we can talk more about this next week, but just quickly, because we may see some stuff announced at SGF and that. Nintendo. So the rumor is the Nintendo Direct for June is going to be happening on the 18th. So we will have time to talk about it next week. But just quickly, I'll just go over couple of my predictions. Metroid will get something. Don't know if it's Prime 4. This Nintendo Direct is going to be really hard because we know there's a Switch 2. We know it's coming. We know we're not seeing anything about it this year. So I feel like the games are really going to focus on here's what you're going to have for the end of the year. So I think we're finally going to see a lot of stuff that Nintendo's had in their back pocket. I think a Legend of Zelda Wind Waker remaster, a Twilight Princess remaster is completely on the books. We know the Dragon Quest III HD 2D, which was announced eons ago, is finally raring up to come out. I think we'll finally get Metroid 2 and 3 remaster bundled together, and that'll come really quickly after announcement. I think July would make a lot of sense. I think those Zelda remasters will either be like, I can see Wind Waker being like, hey, available right after the Direct. And like, if it's Twilight Princess, they can be like September. Yeah, I think we'll get Metroid something. I think we could possibly see a new Donkey Kong. I don't think it's the Donkey Kong everyone's been talking about. I think they saved that for a Switch 2. But I think some sort of Donkey Kong would be great. I think some ports would be great. I think like a Xenoblade Chronicles X coming out on Switch would then put every Xenoblade game on Switch, which is kind of like what people want. My big thing that I had on my predictions was Nintendo Switch Online. I think we get 4 Nintendo 64 games and 4 Game Boy games announced that'll be coming out at the end of the year. And, mate, I even have names. I think we'll see Banjo-Tooie for the 64, Diddy Kong Racing for the 64, Donkey Kong 64, Super Smash Bros. And then for Game Boy, I think we'll see Fire Emblem, The Sacred Stones, Kirby Nightmare in Dreamland, Metroid Zero Mission, and Wario Land 4. They're my predictions for the games that we would see join the online service. Because it's just hard. Like, I think we'll have a better idea of what we can sort of predict for Nintendo after this week. I think if we see some stuff announced at SGF, I think we can sort of look at that as like, okay, so this Direct might have some bangers. If we see nothing at SGF, I think it's a pretty safe bet that Nintendo is gearing up to just show us what's coming out at the end of the year. Because Nintendo's not the sort of company that would like show anything at Jeff's show if they're going to have a Direct the week after. You know what I mean? Like, Jeff's likely to get a trailer for the last Splatfest and then they announce what that is at the show, then he is going to get like a Wind Waker remaster trailer. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, for sure.
So yeah,
I think I just think the thing with Nintendo at the moment is like, if there's anything that would benefit from a Switch 2, it ain't coming out. You know,
100%.
like I don't. They are totally seem like rumors would support this, but they seem totally willing just to hold shit. So
yeah.
my fear is that the showcase will be a bit of a send off for the Switch. Not sorry, fear is the wrong word. I guess a fear that it might like fall a little bit flat because some expectations are rising. But then I think as soon as the Switch 2 is announced, I think the floodgates are fucking open. I think unlike the Series X and sort of unlike the PS5, I think there will be a launch lineup for the Switch 2.
I agree. I think there will be.
As there should be.
Just quickly, I do have a couple other ones that I had at Nintendo that I think could show up at Summer Games Fest, right? So Hi-Fi Rush is definitely going to come to Switch, and I think it could possibly be at SGF, but I would save it for a Direct, but it could be shown at SGF.
I would save it for Direct as well.
This won't be at SGF. This will definitely be a thing. I think I think we might see last go around on the Switch. We might see a new Mario Party. I think we'll see Super Mario Party 2 because we got Super Mario Party a couple of years ago. So it's about time for a new Mario Party, and I think like a send off to the Switch would be Mario Party. So that'd be great because like a little bit of Mario at the end of the year never sends anybody wrong.
Yeah, true.
I think we'll see an anime exclusive game for the Switch. I had down it's either a One Piece game or a Bleach game. That could be seen at SGF. I got two more. I think an Ocarina of Time remake would be either a great launch title for the Switch 2 or a perfect swan song for the Nintendo Switch. But we'll see. Because I feel like a remake would be perfect for like, this is the swan song for this console. And then Christmas time next year, Nintendo 64.
Right, okay. Yeah.
And the only time we've gotten an Ocarina remake was for the 3DS. We've not seen Ocarina anytime since. And the only reason I'm saying it, people who are going to come for my ass, is because they literally just announced a Lego set where the Great Deku Tree that you can have in Breath of the Wild or Ocarina. Weird choice. That you wouldn't just go, hey, here's Breath of the Wild. And then in a couple of years' time, be like, haha, now you can buy the tree again. They give you the choice. So very interesting.
Very unlike them.
Yeah. So I'm kind of like, there's a shot. And Ocarina is that remake that you could definitely next Christmas, if you just needed the stocking stuffer, you could drop that on a Switch 2 and everyone would be like, hell yeah. You know what I mean? Like a remake is the sort of game that you can drop as like a swan song and then also have as a launch title and people won't be like, you got me. They'll be like, yes, it's coming with me. The last one I had here, because it's that time again, Mario, this is the game that's going to go above and beyond everything else. Mario and Sonic at the mother flippin' Olympic Games. It's time. It's time for the boys to come back. Yeah. I feel like we'll see them somewhere. Like it just makes sense.
Wow, when's the Olympics? That's like in a month or two, right?
Yeah, a couple of months, yeah. So it makes sense for them to start hyping up Mario and Sonic at the Olympics.
Oh, I mean, they've got it, right? They've got it.
100%. That's dude, when I said that to Jordan's like, oh yeah, it's like that's my free point every time it's an Olympic year. I'm like, just so you know, Mario and Sonic are going to be at it again. So I'm chucking that on my predictions.
The only thing playing that game is going to be the amount. It depends how much shit ends up in that river that goes through Paris. But
100%.
Apart from that, it's happening.
It's going to happen. But yeah, that's my Nintendo predictions. Like I said,
we could be in for a good week.
Very good week. But yeah, with Nintendo, like I said, with the Switch 2 being so close, I don't think we're going to get anything too crazy. And they've flat out said you're not seeing it, and I believe them. They're not the kind of... Nintendo's not the kind of company that go, you're not going to see anything. And then they tease something. They're like, you're not going to see anything? It's not going to be there.
Yeah. Oh, man, this is going to be a good week of games, I think.
It could be a sick week, to be fair. I'm very excited about it.
And I feel like we can talk more about the Xbox Showcase. You know what I mean? Like, you know... There's the hints and rumors and hope for like a Banjo game and things like that. Like, there's just all sorts of things that could pop up and delight. But I think it all comes back to what's coming out soon, what's possible now. Like you can't tease Banjo and then put a 2026 on the end. You know what I mean?
I had 30 predictions. We could have done a whole show. I had so many predictions for Xbox, but no, I agree with you. I agree. Whatever, they can't chuck that at the end of it, yeah.
You know what I'd love to see a remake of?
What?
Is the movies. Do you remember that game?
The movies?
It's like a real... the movies. It's like a tycoon game from Lionhead back in the day, where you start a movie studio and you got to make movies. It's like you'll have to look it up, but yeah, basically it's like a top-down Sims like tycoon game.
Where you make like your own sort of like Warner Brothers.
Yeah, you make the lot.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Movie trailers for the movie stars.
We don't get enough of those games these days. Like, I feel like kids just don't care about it anymore. But like back in the day, they were the shit. They were the best.
Oh, yeah, the problem is our attention spans these days. You know what I mean? Like, you'd be playing that on one screen and fucking scrolling Instagram
That's
on the other.
so true, man. Like, I lost hours to that Jurassic Park Genesis game on the PS2, and it was like, if I played it today, I'd probably be like, this is the most boring shit ever. But back in the day, I was like, I'm gonna let my Tyrannosaurus out as the guests come past. Like, I was such a devious little shit. It was,
That's what
so
I mean.
fun.
Like, even playing like Planet Coaster and stuff, like, you know, you start doing this like really finicky roller coaster design, and it's like, at some point you're just like, fuck, this is too hard. Like, I got shit to do, or you know, like,
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they're onto it, not remaking that game. But if they did it, I would buy a copy. Well, probably on Game Pass, I guess, but I would install it. I would at least commit to an installation.
Yeah, that's fair.
Also, we can't close the show without mentioning the craziest fucking rumor that's going around at the moment, and that is a complete remake of Halo 1 coming to multi-platform.
Yeah. Apparently that got shot down by somebody.
Oh, really?
Yeah, hang on a minute.
Part of me's like, that's that fucking wild and crazy. Could be true. The thing that excited me about that was not coming multi-platform, like whatever, these days, just whatever they fucking do is whatever they fucking do, I guess. But Halo 1 it hasn't aged perfectly, you know? Like, it's aged fine, but a proper remake, and if they are moving to Unreal Engine, like a proper remake in Unreal, that I would love to see.
Yeah.
Like if they're going to move Halo 7, 6, whatever the fuck we're up to Unreal Engine, I feel like proving you've got the skills to do it with Halo 1 is probably not a terrible place to start. Because if you fuck it up, I can just go back to the Master Chief Collection. What have you found, Mr. Kyle?
Breaking news, mate. Breaking news.
Oh, fuck me. What is it this time?
There's some breaking
Every time
news.
we have the podcast or something.
There's breaking news, mate. Well, apparently there's New World advertisements appearing on the PlayStation Store. So it looks like New World might get a release on console, which is very interesting. Right. Apparently that might be a shadow drop game at Summer Games Fest. So that would be cool.
One of my predictions was that something that's only on PC will come to Xbox, and I was thinking about like Shroud's first-person shooter he's working on, something crazy like that.
Yeah, fair.
But that doesn't seem like something he might want to do straight away. But anyway, yeah, you've got breaking news. I'll let you continue.
Mate. Breaking news, world exclusive, mate. World exclusive. It looks like Borderlands is not the game that 2K is going to be showing at Summer Games.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because they accidentally put up a banner for the game it is. It's Civilization 7.
Oh.
Civ 7 is the game that is the 2K game that looks to be showing. They accidentally put it up early and have quickly removed it. Somebody has stolen the image. Oh. I'll send you this image in a minute. That looks very cool. For those of you who don't know, I'm a massive Civilization nerd. I actually have 15 copies of Civ 6 because everybody asked me what I wanted for my birthday that year. I said, I'm a big fan of Civ. It's just dropped and everybody bought me the same fucking edition. Because I was like, someone's got to get it. And then everybody got it. Everybody got me the same thing. I was so excited though. I display them proudly in my home. I love Civ. It's great. So yeah, sorry Borderlands guys. You know what? It would not surprise me if Borderlands is also there.
I mean, I hope so. But if 2K was just taking one thing, it sounds like that has been locked in.
Oh, breaking news, world exclusive. Tom Henderson, very reliable man, has also put out there that a new trailer for Beyond Good and Evil 2 has been ready for over a year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just waiting for the game development to catch up, I guess.
Apparently, it was what? It was meant to release months ago.
But the whole game?
No, the trailer.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it would appear they waited because it's the 20th anniversary of Beyond Good and Evil. That's probably why they waited.
There you go.
So there's a rumor of an anniversary edition of the first game, and we will get a trailer for the second game. So that's cool. I think at this point, like that, I think a re-release of the first one is sort of like required at this point. It's been a long time, and I think a lot of people are excited for this game because other people are, and because they haven't experienced it for themselves. So, who knows? Who knows? Maybe this is their opportunity to. But yeah, no, breaking news. Awesome. I don't even remember what I clicked on there. Oh, the Halo thing. Yeah, apparently the Halo thing on PlayStation is like, hey, they talked about it, but looks like it got shot down. But this remake of 1 might actually be a thing.
Well, that's what I was about to say. I honestly couldn't fucking care less if it comes to PlayStation. But the remake sounds great.
Yeah, honestly, I agree. I agree.
I think it got a fresh coat of paint, you know, in the 10-year anniversary or whatever it was. But a proper remake, especially if they're moving to Unreal. Like, you've got to... This is where 343 keeps going wrong. Stop testing it with the fucking new games, like the mainline games. Like, go make an ODST 2. Go make something that's, like, different. Test that you can do what you commit to. And a reboot of 1, at least they... Oh, Kyle, I shouldn't say it. I shouldn't say this, but I'm going to say it. I know I shouldn't. But this feels wrong to say. This feels wrong. They surely can't fuck the story up because you're just remaking the game. Maybe shorten the length of the library. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to... I'm going to stop. Thanks for listening, everybody. Goodbye.
Stop. Because it already sounds like they've fucked up my Splinter Cell remake, okay? There was all that story that come out that they were modernizing the story, and I didn't want them to modernize the story. I didn't want that. I wanted a remake of the fucking original with the same story and the same characters. If they remake Halo 1, the word modernize will happen. They're going to put clothes on Cortana, Jack. They're going to put clothes on her. I don't want clothes on her. I want my Cortana. Okay?
Least of our problems, I feel. But
you know what I mean? I don't want to see Master Chief's face. They'll show me.
Oh, no.
That's what I'm saying, dude. They will fuck this up. If 343's in charge, they'll fuck it. All right? They'll fuck it. They always do. They always do.
But hang on. We would... I don't know. We would rather them fuck the remake of 1 than Halo 7 at this point.
Do you know what they'll do with this remake? If 343 are in charge of this remake, do you know what they'll do? They'll get the fucking actor from the TV show to voice Chief. That's what they'll do, Jack. That's what they'll do. They'll get Master fucking Cheeks from the TV show to voice the Chief.
Is the problem, though, to be fair. But yeah,
no,
we've got
on the screen is the problem. And if they do the game in third person, we will look at it the entire time. He will have no butt plate on. They will freaking wave it in our faces. They will make the library half the game.
Half the game, yeah.
They hate us. They hate us, bro. Half the game will be the library.
Still got to pick up my pre-order of Infinite from EB.
I guarantee it's still sitting there. I guarantee you, no one took that from you, my friend. It's still sitting there.
I moved cities, so to speak, between me pre-ordering that and the game coming out. And every time I go into my local EB to cancel it, they're like, "Oh, I've got to ring that store." But their excuse the first time was that they're doing stock take. Well, fair enough. When a couple of months later, they're renovating, so we can't call them. I'm like, something.
Here's what you do, right?
No fucking way.
If this one remake gets announced, you go in and you're like, "Hey, Dawn, I'm here to pre-order this Halo 1 remake. Also, love to pick up my copy of Halo Infinite if I could." Very excited about this remake. Should probably play the latest one. I'll take it. Thank you so much.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind a copy for my shelf, you know what I mean? And I put $50 down, so I might actually be good just for it now. I might not have to pay off the rest.
You might get money back, actually, at the moment. You might get like $25 back, actually.
And only thing is, obviously, with inflation, that money was worth more back in the day when I put it on. Or less now. No, hang on. My brain's fried. It's the end of the week. Anyway, it doesn't matter. No. Oh, fuck. Jesus fucking Christ. Guess how much on the EB Games website a brand new copy of Halo Infinite is?
89.
$99.95.
Fuck, are you serious, bro? Oh no!
As if it's not on sale or something.
As if there's a sale on. Why would you not chuck that in the sale? I guess
3 years old.
yeah.
Oh, get this though. Oh, this is kind of weird. So, my second or third closest EB has a copy.
Yeah.
The third closest EB with it, the third closest, is Whyalla, which is a 5-hour drive past Adelaide. Okay, so there's not many copies floating around. If they sell one for $99.95, they have done well for the week. So, you know what? Game Pass must be fucking Xbox sales left, right, and center, to be fair.
Honestly, if somebody came into EB and said to me, hey, one copy of Halo Infinite, I'd slide them a 1 month Game Pass over the counter. And they'd say, I want a copy of Infinite.
They get a year Dilly for that.
Mate, I slide them the 1 month. You know why I slide them the 1 month? Because it saves them coming back in a month's time to trade in Halo. That's what I'm saying. Take this month, play the game for the month, and then get out, okay? Just get out.
You're not wrong. Anyway, we're off on a tangent here. I'm just going to pull the brakes on that.
Yeah, cool. Well, let's end it there. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us for this our final predictions episode before all the Summer Game stuff happens. We appreciate you guys listening. Again, it's going to be a big week, so make sure to lock into the One Up Games YouTube channel. That's where you'll be able to watch all the reactions, reviews, and all that fun stuff from the week I planned my whole year around. Jack, I planned my whole year around this week. I always look forward to this. Nah, fingers crossed that we get some of what we've spoken about. Some of these leaks are true. Fingers crossed. But yeah, if you want to keep up to date with everything One Up, you guys can head over to oneupgames.com. That's where you can find links to everything, the Twitch, the YouTube, all that fun stuff. Like and sub and comment and all that stuff over there. We really do appreciate it. But yeah, that's going to do it from us this week, guys. So next week we should be back with basically a review of the week that was, the week that we were looking forward to. Hopefully it was a banger. If there's absolutely no episode next week, you know it was catastrophic. But no, we will be back next week. Yeah, we're recovering. We're in recovery.
If they announce a Sergeant Johnson game, we will do a Monday episode.
Oh, emergency podcast. Podcast. Yeah. Oh, man. If they announce Halo anything, there will be an emergency podcast, I feel like. We need to talk about it. But no, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening. We really do appreciate it. Until next time, may all your games be good ones, and we will catch you guys next week. Bye, everybody.
Hey.